Welcome to Game Chat with Bwana, your source for gaming news and reviews. Now, here's Bwana McCall.
Hello, shiny, happy people out there. Shiny, happy people out there. This is Game Chat with Bwana, episode 17. It is Monday night. That Monday night, May 9th, 2011. Almost forgot the date. I actually literally almost forgot the date. May 9th, 2011. I hope everybody had a happy Mother's Day. It was this past weekend in the United States, and I think in other places. I don't think the United States might be the only one. But we celebrate Mother's Day where we just give honor and love and roses and hugs and kisses and adulation to our mothers. And it was Happy Mother's Day this weekend. So I want to wish all the mothers out there watching a happy Mother's Day, belated Mother's Day. Wish my mother a happy Mother's Day. She was very happy and had a very, very good weekend. But this is Game Chat with Bwana. We're not going to talk about mothers. We're going to talk about games. This is the show where we talk about the past 7 days of gaming news. And I pick some of the cream of the crop. And if I miss some, you guys correct me towards the end of the show. And you submit your own links in the forums. And we go through your links as well. Talk about those stories and give my opinions and my whatnot. And we interact with chat. It's kind of an interactive show. A little bit different from what you may be used to. My previous show, Bwana.org Radio, may or may not have had chat integrated. This one is always have chat integrated. So, Game Chat with Bwana, episode 7, coming at you live, folks. But before I continue, let me talk about Tech Podcast Network, guys. If it's tech is here, go to Tech Podcast Network. Great line of podcasts over there, video podcasts, audio podcasts, about just about everything tech. It's one of the, I think it's one of the, I'm not going to say the best tech podcast directories out there, or communities, I should say, but I think it's one of the most potent. I think there's a lot of heavy hitters, a lot of big people, and small, but ranging from topics to talk about everything. Not just gaming, but tech, gadgets, and tech news, and everything, excuse me, to do with technology. And I really think you guys should check it out. Even if you're not an aspiring podcaster, I think you should check it out. But if you are, check out Tech Podcast. Check out techpodcast.com, and we'll be able to help you out, get your podcast started, show you the ropes, give you some tips. And you can be a part of that community over there. The biggest story of the day, I think. What do you guys think? I don't know. The biggest story of the day may be this. We finally, those of us who have been clamoring for some information for Diablo 3, those of us who have been just wanting for a release date or something, we finally got a date today. Diablo 3 external beta, which is you and I, not just internal, is coming in Q3 2011. So it may not be an exact date, as the story on joystick.com talks about. Activision Blizzard basically spilled this at their earnings call, and they had some good earnings, of course, and they were talking about this, and Diablo 3, probably one of the more anticipated titles from Blizzard, is coming in open. Now, I don't know if it's open. I'm not going to say open, because typically Blizzard does their beta is a little bit different from everybody else. You usually have to sign up on Battle.net, and you may or may not get in. Some betas, they have like 100% beta key rate or whatever. You can go to different sites and get keys given away and all that stuff. But I don't know. Getting in these betas is not guaranteed, but it is going to be coming Q3 2011. If you haven't been following Diablo 3, a lot of information was exposed, I should say, at the last BlizzCon. There was a huge amount of information about all the classes, about the PvP or the arenas, and all the different runes and all the different aspects of the game and all the different customization options, and it's just going to be a very solid looking title. I don't see much wrong with it, but the hype behind it is definitely I think it's gonna be bigger than what a lot of people may think. Surprisingly, a lot of the new generation, you consolers out there, have never played a Diablo game, and that saddens me. I really think that saddens me because Diablo 3 was a juggernaut in the action RPG genre. A lot of the I'm telling you, I've seen it on blog posts, I've seen it on social networks, I've seen it on comments to me, I've seen it on YouTube. Just a lot of these, when I say the next generation, I'm talking like the teenagers, you know, like the 13 to 20-year-olds. A lot of them like, wow, I never even played Diablo before. Oh man. Well, can't please everybody. I'm getting old, so I'm assuming that people have played all these classics. But the older I get, the more people are going to say, I've never heard of an LP. What's a record? What do you mean? What's a cassette? What's a cassette? What do you mean? CDs have been around forever. You used to watch movies on a projector. What's a VHS? Why do they call it an 8-track and it's got more than 8 tracks on it? Why? I'm getting old. Check it out, guys. This is over on joystick.com. They got the details about Diablo 3. The external beta is coming Q3 2011. Now, speaking of that call, Mr. Kotick, Bobby, Mr. Bobby came up with some more tidbits in this call, mainly to do with the next iteration of Call of Duty Online that we've been hearing rumors about. And we're finally getting some real information. I was really, really happy to see and hear that we're finally getting some information. Now, we've been hearing about a Call of Duty MMO. We've been hearing about all kinds of rumors that they're going to start charging us for Call of Duty. And, you know, I was always saying, I'm trying to remember my exact words, but I was like, I don't think I'd like it. I'm pretty sure a lot of you out there will, but the thing I remember saying was that it depends on a lot of what they do with it. Whether they charge and, you know, how much they give you for that fee, and whether they don't give you, what's the free account include, if there is a free account. So, microtransaction-based Call of Duty is apparently going to be coming, but just for China. Now, he's not really singling out China as the sole market. Apparently, according to this call and information on Joystick, is that he says that's not to say it might not have applicability elsewhere, but what we're doing right now is focused on China. So that leads me to believe that it's going to be released in China first and possibly in other areas later, if at all. I don't know if I'd actually like this, guys. I don't know if I'd actually... I'm trying to find a positive light in a microtransaction-based Call of Duty, because I have played Battlefield Play for Free. And in Battlefield Play for Free, there's a lot of these microtransaction-based activities that take place. They include buying different guns, renting guns, and getting skins, getting outfits. And I don't know, it doesn't appeal to me for a shooter. There's different types of games out there where it may appeal to me more. But for shooters, I don't know. And we've seen in the latest in the chat rooms talking about now, TF2, Team Fortress 2, has kind of went this route with the microtransactions, with the hats and the different items. And as a result, I've kind of shied away from playing TF2. I don't play TF2 as much as I used to. So, me personally as a gamer, I just don't like it with shooters. I don't like microtransactions. And I don't know what you guys think. Some of you may prefer it. Some of you may want it. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just anti-microtransactions because I don't like them in MMOs either. We talked about free-to-play MMOs and how you have to go to cash shops and stuff. I don't like the idea in certain types of games. So check it out, guys. Bobby Kotick drops the bomb on the microtransaction-based Call of Duty, which is just going to be for China, the China market. Next story, big news from Nintendo. Nintendo, 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 makers of Mario and Zelda say Nintendo. Next console will be revealed. The Wii successor will be revealed. The next console will be revealed on June 7th at 9 a.m. So we're going to see what Nintendo's going to bring. There have been all kinds of rumors, all kinds of speculation. Nintendo's going to actually give us the who, how, what, when, where of this new console. Apparently it's going to be HD. Apparently it's going to be online. Apparently it's going to have everything in the kitchen sink. So, I don't know. I've learned to wait. I've learned to take the approach of wait and see. Because rumors can be wrong a lot. And so-called insider sources can be wrong a lot of the time. So we're going to wait and see what Nintendo comes up with on June 7th. This is the E3 press conference. Now, apparently today, Nintendo sent out invites to members of the press for their E3 press conferences, which will undoubtedly contain the first official details of their next console. So last year, I had like a ton of viewers on my JTV stream because I was restreaming the E3 press conferences. I don't think I can do that this year because there's a lot of copyright stuff around that and that I didn't know about then, but I know about now. But I'm definitely going to be watching it with you guys. You'll probably see my face on the stream going, well, that's stupid. Well, that's cool. 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 You know, I'll probably be talking about it, streaming it, but I'm not going to actually show the content. But guys, Nintendo's next console to be revealed on June 7th at 9 a.m. Check it out. This is over on multiplayer.mtvblog.com. They got the details over there. You can see what's going on and mark your calendars about Nintendo's big announcement.
Game Chat with Bwana is recorded live before a worldwide audience every Monday night. You can participate by suggesting news stories. Just register an account in our forums at bwana.tv/forums.
So we're going to move on to our next story, which has to do with something a little bit different. And it has to do with that company that thou shalt not name, his name who should not be said. His name be that name that shall not be said in public or in other places. But we're going to talk about some good news, which has to do with Warhawk. And a lot of us who are fans of Warhawk have been following this line of rumors about a new game of Warhawk In Space, and the rumors and all the people have been calling it Starhawk. And apparently Dylan Job, the developer's president, says the wait is over next Friday. This was sent last week, so it's going to be Friday the 13th. The wait is over. Dylan lights the fuse. So apparently Starhawk, or whatever the name of the title is going to be, the final title, Warhawk In Space. And if you haven't played Warhawk, let me tell you, the game is immense. It's it's a take on Battlefield, but you know it's probably the closest thing I've come to the Battlefield experience on a console, in terms of just the sheer volume of players and the vehicles and the teamwork that's involved, and all of that stuff comes into play with Warhawk. It's a very, very, very attractive game. And to put Warhawk into space, a lot of people are very, very excited about that. I don't know how I feel about it. Warhawk worked pretty well on, just on the PlayStation 1, and was it the PlayStation 2 too? It was one of them, the first Warhawk. And then they came out with the other Warhawks, the multiplayer Warhawks on PlayStation 3. And I don't know, taking it to space, I got to see how they're going to do it. Are they going to have strict space battles? Is it going to be in a space atmosphere? Can the air battles actually progress from planet to outer space? How's the transition from space to a planet? How do planets even play into the game? How do you customize your characters? Do you customize your ships as well? Do you customize, there's just a lot of questions that come up when you do space, when you bring up space and space.
Show my space. Gotta see it all.
couldn't resist. Dylan Job, guys, says Friday the 13th, the wait is over for Starhawk. Check it out, guys. They got the details over there. You can check it out over on PlayStationLifestyle.net. Now, we're going to talk about a game that I am going to play tonight, hopefully. That hopefully I will be playing tonight because I did buy it. Is Brink, and it's going to be released on May 10th. I keep forgetting what the day is. The official release day is May 10th. Today is May 9th. And hopefully I'll get the midnight release tonight and be streaming it here live at live.bwana.tv and just.tv/Bwana here. So, according to this article at Escapist Magazine, Brink has 102 quadrillion unique characters. That's what I did when I first read it. And that's kind of what I'm going to do again when I get in the game. Now, I actually saw some leaked footage here. Justin.tv, a few people came in and got the game early and streamed the game. And being a good JTV admin we warned them that you can't do that because Bethesda will ban you. And a lot of these streams eventually did get banned. But from what I saw, the game actually does look like what was promised. The character customization, however, is kind of funny. And it was I forgot who said this. It was a guy in one of the chats. And I just can't get it out of my head. But the characters, they look like rats. The art style, if you look at these people in the game, their faces, they look like rats. I don't know if it's the water in this post-apocalyptic time or whatever the time is. I don't know if it's the living conditions. I don't know if it's the food, but their faces have rat-like features. They have very long faces, and and when you go from character to character, and this has to do with the story. When you go to the character customizations, you see the resemblance. It's the art style. Now, I'm not going to knock the art style because that's what it is, but they look like rats to me. I don't even. But this article, let me get off that topic because I'm going to be giggling. Apparently, they list a bunch of different customization options, including 8 voice packs, 45 ways to die, 4,500 individual weapon sounds, 26,000 lines of dialogue, 60 minutes of music. I wanted more music. Weapon customization, weapon attachment combinations, 4,963. Unique security characters, not counting minor tents and various 4,530,250. Unique security characters, not counting minor tents and body types, 13,509,720. Unique security characters, and then blah, blah, blah. 15 quadrillion, 9. If you go all the way to the bottom, the total unique characters, including minor tent variation and body types, is 102 quadrillion. So, yeah. But you know what? Let me talk about Brink a little bit while we're on the subject. That's not the thing that's exciting me the most because when we played Borderlands, they told us that we're going to have like 17 gajillion types of guns. That wasn't a draw for me there. It was cool, but that wasn't a draw. The draw for me is I'm a sucker for team-based shooters. Really good team-based shooters, and I'm kind of hoping that this is going to be that really good team-based shooter this year. And, you know, it's got parkour elements. You can jump, run, and climb, slide tackle people. Very cool stuff, you know, that differentiates it from other shooters. You got the class system of I call it the spy, the soldier, the heavy guy, the engineer. There's one more missing. I think there's 4 classes. And the different body types. You know, if you get a thin body type, you can do a lot more parkouring and jumping off of walls and climbing, a little bit more mobile. But I'm just hoping for a really good team-based game, and the fact that they have dedicated servers as a standalone program introduces 2 things. One of which is good, and one of which may not be as good. The first thing that's good is that you can run them anywhere. You can get a server, your box out of the closet, plug it up to the internet, run a server there. That's how we used to do back in the day, believe it or not. We didn't have to rent servers. That's the good thing. Anybody can run a server. The bad thing is that it's going to introduce a higher probability of cheating. Because what hackers do is that they take the first thing they do to get hacks is that they try to get their hands on the server side code so they can know what to exploit and how to hack and cheat. So I bought this on PC. So those are the two things that are going to be very, very near and dear to my concerns. And no, chat room, I have not forgot about Battlefield 3. When I say this year, I'm just talking about from now until Battlefield 3. Battlefield 3, I am looking forward to that. I'm not forgetting about it. But this is a new title, a new, I don't want to say new IP, but it's a refreshing title. It's not a sequel. Up till now, the big games we've been playing have all been sequels. It's just I want something fresh and new. Borderlands was that a couple years ago, and I'm hoping Brink is that this year. If we come up with a Game of the Year title, like Best Game of the Year or Best New Game of the Year, I'm hoping Brink is on that list. I am. And we'll see. I'm going to be playing it hopefully tonight, definitely sometime tomorrow after I get off work. And we will see. Check it out, guys. This is Brink. 102 quadrillion unique characters. Will you be creating a unique character that nobody else has? We will see. Check it out, guys. This is over on escapistmagazine.com. Okay. Let's move on to our next story, which is talking about it's a gay boomer. It's a gay boomer. Gabe boomer. Gay boomer. Gay boomer. It's a Gabe form of a boomer. But anyway, Valve has replied to some rumors. Now, let me give you a little backstory on this. A gabooma. That's the better way of saying it. Gaboomer. Apparently a story came out, and they even mentioned in this article, that Valve was quoted as saying that Portal 2 would be the last Valve game that is an isolated single player experience. What this all means is something that Gabe Newell was trying to figure out. And immediately the whole world went nuts. Oh no, my beloved Valve, why do you hate us so much? Why? And everybody went to singing lullabies and sob songs all over the world. But apparently Gabe has come out to say that it doesn't necessarily mean that single-player games are going away, is that Valve is just looking at all the different social angles. And you're seeing that in a lot of games today. Facebook social tie-ins, co-op. Portal 2 was one of the games that really brought out co-op as part of the game experience. And that's what Gabe is saying here. Portal 2 was a pretty good example of what we learned over the years in terms of how to create those experiences. It's more than we think we have to work harder in the future. That entertainment is inherently increased in value by having it be social. That's Nintendo's message as well. By letting you play with your friends, by recognizing that you're connected with other people. That's the thing we're trying to say, is that single player is great, but we also have to recognize that you have friends and we want to have that covered as well. So it's not about giving up on single player at all. It's like saying we actually think that there's a bunch of features and capabilities that we need to add to our single player games to recognize a socially connected gamer. So just the way I'm looking at it is that Valve's future games are at least going to have a co-op element. At least going to have some kind of a social tie-in or a social connectivity. Probably going to require an internet connection. So yeah, that's what I'm taking it as. You guys might be thinking a little bit different. I don't know. But to tell you the truth, guys, when I first saw the original message, I didn't panic. Even if they were going to give up on, the single-player game, say a game like Alan Wake on the 360, which is what I classify as one of the single player games, one of the more recent single player games, and also L.A. Noire from Rockstar. That's going to be a single player game. I don't think if people stop making those types of games, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. By adding, and I kind of agree with Gabe, by adding a co-op element to just about every game you put out there, an optional co-op element. Now, not necessarily something like with Valve, with Portal 2, you don't even have to play the co-op. You're going to be missing out on a lot, but you don't have to play it to get a great experience out of the game. But I really don't. I mean, if we get co-op from here on out, I'm a happy guy. As long as it doesn't drive the price up, as long as the developers don't cry and whine that it's going to affect their development cycles. But to me, that's a good thing to have co-op elements. So I don't know. I didn't panic. Co-op is good. Valve, go. Yay, team. Go meet. This is over on Rock, Paper, Shotgun. Valve's not giving up on single player at all. Check it out, guys. Now, while we're talking about Valve, I couldn't pass this up. I like these little projects that have to do with gaming. These make projects. And this is a life-size Portal 1 turret replica. And it includes a laser. This is not a render. This is an actual replica that someone made, which in my mind is probably the best replica I've seen to date. You can check it out over on blog.magazine.com. But this, if I had this in my house, I would be a happy man. That's a very, 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 very good replica. And if you look at, the laser and it's just, man. I'm not going to dwell on it too long. Check it out, guys. This is over on blog.magazine.com. A very, very nice Portal 1 replica. And I think people thought it was a Portal 2 replica. And later on in the comments, people said it was Portal 1 because of the design. There's some differences. Very, very cool. So check it out. Blog.magazine.com has the details over here. Now, I was knocking on this game earlier, but a very nice update finally came out for TF2 that didn't involve just solely around hats. Because we always talk about hats. And we always talk about Team Fortress 2 being renamed to Hat Fortress 2 because of all the microtransactions that have been thrown in your face, the crafting system, which is confusing a lot of players on what they actually need to do while playing. Do they sit in the spawn and craft all game? Or do they actually go out and kill people? The replay update was released, and guess what it adds, guys? Those of you who play Black Ops, it adds theater mode. That's essentially what the replay update is in a nutshell. It allows you to create your own clips of games you've played on servers that support the feature, because the server has to support it, and create clips and upload them to YouTube so you can pan around. Now, people had been doing this already. You've seen it with Gary's Mod, you've seen it with the other tools that are included, but this is more of a user-friendly interface with play and stop and fast forward buttons all over the place. You can see from the interface there's play and stop timing, camera angles you can adjust, you can click on the player icons to change the player's point of view. And you actually do get achievements for using this. I think it's called, I don't know the name of the achievement. It's witty. But this is a very, very good update. Your replay update. Those of you who play a lot of TF2, you want to show off your epic moments. I've actually done quite a few TF2 videos in the past. I had to do it the hard way. I had to record it in fraps and and chop it up and encode it and everything. This does all the work for you. If you can get it right in this particular editor, you can just pump it right to YouTube and bam, you got a video. So check it out, guys. The theater mode / replay feature, it's making its way everywhere. And a lot of shooters, this is going to be something that's going to differentiate some of the old shooters from the new shooters, because we're kind of, those of us who play shooters, we're kind of tired of the same old. So adding something like this to an existing game is a very good thing. Valve does this to, Counter-Strike, or puts it in Portal co-op or something like that. That'd be cool as well. I'm quite sure they're capable of doing that. Replay update, guys. Add it to TF2. Check it out. They got the details, and you'll Okay, now we're going to kind of shift a little bit from Valve to Portal, but kind of the same, one and the same, Portal and Valve at the same time, and it's going to make your eyes cross. This is a mod that we've discussed in the past. May not have discussed it on this show, but we've talked about it in our local community about Minecraft, and there's a portal mod for Minecraft which allows you to create portals, and you can basically create a red portal by create a blue portal by left clicking, and then create a orange portal by right clicking, and then you can just go through the portals like the game does. But once you use it, you're like, okay, this is cool and everything, but it's not Portal. Well, if you try out this Extreme Portal Craft, it's actually a mini Portal game within Minecraft. Where did Minecraft come from? Why is Bwana associating money with Minecraft? What is going on through that brain of his that he can associate that word with? That's absolutely. This is Minecraft and Portal into Extreme Portal Craft. You can definitely check it out, guys. The video shows you a lot of spoilers, and they're actually legit puzzles. They got Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Very, very, very cool. You can check this out, guys. This is a YouTube video. Can't play it for you, unfortunately, but I think you will be happy. You'll be happy. You'll be happy with the results. So check it out. And for our final story, actually, I think that was our final story because I guess I can plug this game while I'm here. If you guys like web-based stock trading games, check out Empire Avenue. I'm on there. You can buy and sell your friends online. So I'm kind of addicted to this. Plugging my stock. My stock is Bwana. Buy me. You won't be sorry. High dividends, high monies, virtual monies. So check it out. So now we're going to move on to the second segment of our show, which includes you guys' links. So go ahead and let's do this thing, boy. We're going to move on.
Please support Game Chat with Bwana by turning off your ad blocking software.
Okay, dokie. So we're going to go ahead and do this thing here. And let's make this bigger. Yeah, that's cool. And we're going to look at some of these links that you guys have submitted to our forum. And we do this every week. What I do before the show is that I post the links to the story I'm going to talk about. And then you guys can add whatever stories you want from the past 7 days that I did not include but you think should be talked about. We try to make sure that it's from the past 7 days. We don't want anything beyond that because we don't want talk about stories we've literally already talked about or stories that may not be of interest anymore. All right. So first story from Techniffin, the Tech Sheepin himself. Ooh, he's got an Empire Avenue ad too. EmpireAvenue.com, Techniffin. Joystick. Black Ops DLC sold 1.4 million copies in the first 24 hours. This is the First Strike DLC, and this is the one that recently came out for the Xbox 360. I don't think it's out for the PS3 yet, or the PC. I may be wrong on that. Honestly, guys, I really haven't been following the Black Ops news that much. So I apologize for that. But First Strike DLC was a big hit to you guys. 1.4 million of you bought it. I'm kind of... Yeah, Escalation is the latest one, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I was thinking to myself, I thought I heard of First Strike. Yeah, so Escalation is the one that's out now. I guess First Strike numbers have been revealed in the... earnings call that Activision and Blizzard had. So a 20% increase over Modern Warfare 2 Stimulus Package DLC. First Strike, which was released on PSN and PC in March, continues to outsell the stimulus pack by more than 20%. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you, Tech Sheepin, for that first link. Okay, PSN servers were up to date, and I've been. You guys noticed the huge lack of PSN related articles. I kind of stayed away from those stories because they've been flooding the news. So one of the things that came out recently in the flurry of anti-Sony and even pro-Sony sites is that apparently the Sony Apache web servers were out of date. And apparently there were known vulnerabilities that were out there that Sony knew they were vulnerable and didn't patch. And this even came up, I think, in the Senate hearing recently. And this article points out, and I read it today, that people have looked at Google's web cache and looked at Sony's servers on that particular date. As of March 23rd, Sony was apparently running the latest version of Apache, which was the latest stable version. So I guess that, I don't know how much that helps Sony, but at least that part of it may or may be refuted, that they were actually at the latest version of Apache instead of an outdated version which was vulnerable. In any case, I'm going to tell you guys this, and this is my opinion on it. Sony could have been running the best security software out there, and I still think they would have got hacked. I really do. I really do. And this is a staple in any security talk. If you talk to anybody about security, there is no such thing as absolute security. No such thing. Sony could have been running the latest everything, the best firewalls, 6 firewalls, 9 proxies, and all kinds of encryption layers, and I guarantee you they would have got hacked anyway. There's always a way in. Always a way in. So, yeah. I really think it didn't matter, really. I think whoever these hackers are, whether they're anonymous or not, they set their sights on Sony, and Sony was going to get hacked regardless. That's why I don't really blame Sony for this happening. A lot of people do. I'm not happy with Sony about it. I've lost trust in Sony, but I'm not blaming them because when you're a target like that, there's very little you can do. I mean, you can try to secure yourself. You can try to block them off, but if they want to get in, they're going to get in. That's just the bottom line. So, PSN servers were up to date. All right. So let's move on. Test Drive 2 free DLC. Motor Bloat Test Drive 2 free DLC is out. So Joystick reported that the Exploration Pack for Test Drive Unlimited 2 has been released. 20 new missions, 2 new mission types, 2 new cars, the Lancia Stratos and the Dodge Charger. Ooh, the Dodge Charger. We know that car. New clothes to wear and more. So if you guys are into Test Drive Unlimited, check out this free DLC. Free DLC is always good, right? Nothing wrong with free DLC at all. 20 new events, 2 event types, Extreme Convoy, 20 new wrecks. Wrecks are always good. Dodge Charger 1969. 3 new discovery levels. It's quite a bit of content for something free. There's that Charger. Yes. Yes. Bwana likes the Charger. That's that. When you say to somebody, what is a muscle car? That's the car that comes to my mind. It's like the epitome of the muscle cars. It's just nah. Love that car. Okay. And other stuff. So there's just a lot of stuff in here. Makes me want to break out Test Drive Unlimited. Check it out. Test Drive 2, free DLC. Very, very good stuff. And, oh yeah, this is one that Technifin posted in our Mumble earlier. A visit to Russia's communist-era arcade museum. Very, very cool. It looks like this is over on Boing Boing. Boing, 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 boing. And there's some very old vintage Soviet arcade machines from this guy, Alexander, oh boy, Stakhanov, the guy who met us at the door, one of 4 people who started this museum, gave us a quick rundown on what the machines work, blah, 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 blah. Let's just go to the pictures, which are not on this site. Hey, this is not the one you showed us earlier. It had all the pictures. It had a bunch of pictures of it. Sad face Bwana is sad. I was hoping to see more pictures. They had a lot of, the other link you showed had a lot of pictures of the arcade machines. There was a lot of vintage arcade machines in there. But, Extraordinary. Let's go here. Yes. Here we go. Here they are. Check out these games here. They got the Soviet coins here. And look at this. You go downstairs. Green screen. Get it. There's a door. There's another door. Dun 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 dun. Look at all of these wonderful cabinets. I don't know what they say, but they're video games, so I don't care. Very, very cool arcade cabinets. Soviet Russia. Soviet era from the what they said from the, is it from the Cold War or before then? I think I actually read what it said it's from, but probably from the Cold War. Very cool. Look at this thing. She's like, I don't know what this is. I don't even. It looks fun. Okay, here's something. She's looking in the cabinet. Here's a guy. Looks like a battleship type game. And he's like shooting that guy. Here's a racing game. The face. This is a nice little joystick there. This is a very old looking machine. And you can ride the rooster. That looks like a peacock or a rooster or what is this? The tail makes it look like a peacock. And you can see when it's full, it actually looks like a bona fide arcade. Look at all these. I'm telling you, that's why I wanted to show you guys this. Look at all these machines, man. Oh, man. Games I've never even thought about hearing about. It's very, very cool. So check it out, guys. This is over on Kotaku by way of Boing Boing. All these different machines. All kinds of stuff. Very, very, very nice. Thank you, TechNiffin, for all the links. Okay. Now we're going to talk about a story from Hershkabibble. CTA makes translucent steering wheel. Let's check this out. Chicken peacock. I don't know what it was. It was a peacock, a chicken, a turkey. I don't know. A rooster. A translucent Connect steering wheel. Woo! Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. Remember last week I was knocking on Connect about shooters, on how they're going to do this? You know, that would work. A translucent control would work. A translucent gun would work, right? Right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Maybe, perhaps. But then you would need some, okay, then you got the whole idea of dodging and jumping and all that stuff. But anyway, CTA, it's a steering wheel for Connect designed for people with a penchant for driving games and like zero imagination. $13 apparatus, totally translucent, meaning it won't obstruct your view of the virtual driving you're doing. And maybe, just maybe, if you're lucky, the transparentness will make it easier to hide the fact that you just spent $13 on an invisible steering wheel for your make-believe space car. Okay. Anyway. But that's the kind of the thought that I'm thinking. I mean, when I was talking about the shooters last week. I don't know how they're going to do the shooters on the Connect. We were talking about that last week. And even we were making fun of driving games on Connect where a guy just sat there in front of a screen. And I think he came in second or third place just by holding his hand steady in this racing game. It's just certain types of games, man. I don't know how they're going to do them on Connect. But check it out. CTA thinks you can just use a transparent wheel. Transparent wheel. Okay. Assassin's Creed is back once again. I didn't know it left. This is from May 6th. Revelations details from GI, Hook Blaze Bombs, LO Noir X Facial Capture. Huh. NeoGaf has broke the news that you'll play as 12th Century Stabber Altair. Blah, 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 blah. It'll take place in Constantinople, known today as Istanbul. 4 districts: Constantine, Bayezid, Imperial, and Galata. So it's going to have LA Noir facial recognition. That's what I saw in the title. Very, very cool. Very, very, very nice. Very nice. And lots of other stuff. So if you guys are into that Assassin's Creed, you might want to check this out. Revelations. Assassin's Creed Revelations. Hook Blaze Bombs and LA Noir facial capture. Thank you, Hirsch Kabibble, for those links. And now we're going to talk about some links from Emrandil. Blizzard speeds up WoW development to address subscriber churn. Ooh, churn? I didn't know subscribers could churn. So let's make this a little bigger. Alright. Blizzard speeds up WoW development to address subscribers. They actually have that. Subscriber churn. They're looking to speed up its development process in order to reduce the downtime in between World of Warcraft expansions. Oh, so that's what churn means. This move is a response to a subscriber churn that happens after each expansion in the game. A churn that appears to be growing as players get better in the game. So I guess you guys are blowing through all the content and then don't go back to WoW until another expansion comes out. As our players become more experienced with playing World of Warcraft over many years, they have become much better and much faster at consuming content. Hate to break it to you, Blizzard, but the game was freaking easy to begin with. You guys made it that way on purpose. It was a brilliant move. I got a lot of subscribers that way. But the game is freaking easy. You're not going to keep players forever if the game's easy. And so I think with Cataclysm, they were able to consume the content faster, blah, blah, blah. We need to be faster delivering content. So basically they're saying that you guys are eating the food too fast, so we're just going to throw more food on the table. That's what I'm getting from this article. I don't quite agree with that, but I guess they got to do something. They got all that money. They got all that huge development team. Why not speed up development? You know? Maybe they should chunk up their expansions into smaller chunks. Release them every couple months instead of whatever the current, huge expansion update is. Good link. Thanks, Emrandil. Okay, next story. Security firm issues warning over insecure browser games. Ooh, this is good. Good stuff. Security firm issues warning over insecure browser games. Games which are developed using WebGL, I think Quake Live uses that, I'm not sure, are designed to run in the web browser and leave your PC open to backdoor hackers. Consultants at Context Information Security, they found serious flaws in the design of the platform. The risks stem from the fact that most graphic cards and drivers have not been written with security in mind, so that the interface that they expose assumes the applications are trusted. Okay, I see what he's saying. So apparently, someone can use just the fact that security is not a part of graphic card drivers, graphic card interfaces, because they just assume that if you got a game running, that you trust it. Whereas on the web, someone can hijack it, become a middleman, and do malicious things, get direct access to your video card, and maybe do some more low-level file system attacks. That's what I'm getting from that. WebGL is promising to be a part of the family of the OpenGL APIs from the Cronus Group. Works well with HTML5. It's not very popular at the moment, with the Quake 2 port possibly coming. Probably the most interesting... okay, it's Quake 2, not Quake Live. Quake 2 is the most interesting WebGL game out there. Most well-known browser games like RuneScape, Battlestar Galactica use Flash or Unity, which aren't subject to the same risks. So, unless a WebGL wants to be consumed by Flash or Unity, they might want to close these security issues. Good link. Okay, Nick 1818. Okay, EA may already have the next Xbox console, and by the way, this story was updated. I don't know if this article is going to state it, but this story was updated. EA denied it. Apparently, EA was thought to have the next Xbox developer console, and EA retorted. They responded to this saying that it was completely false. But the story did break out a couple days ago. I think the response came out yesterday or the day before. I'm not sure. But EA basically said that this is not true. Yeah. So Sony plans to restart PSN. Oh, yeah. Here's another PSN story. And Sony has also denied this. So, this is something, if you guys watched my footage last week, this is something that I brought up, that during the press conference, Sony said that they were expecting to have all of PSN servers up by the end of the month. And this was said on May 1st, and I was like, wow. They said by the end of the month, so it must be the end of May. And what they said in that also in that press conference is that they're going to do a phased release of services. So they're going to start possibly with online gameplay, then possibly bring up Curiosity, then possibly bring up the store, the ability to buy gift cards, all that stuff. So it's going to be a phased release. So that's what I assume. And when I saw this article, it really didn't. I don't know. It didn't. I guess I was like, I already knew that, you know. So whatever. But Sony, a lot of people were basically thinking when they read this, and I've seen other people say it too, is that they thought that PSN wasn't coming up until the end of May. And when people say PSN, that means that they can log in and play games online. That's the general meaning when people say PSN. It's like, can I log in and play games online? If I can, PSN is up, you know. And you know, that may come as early as tomorrow. Or the next day, you know, that was supposed to come up last week, apparently, to play games online, because Sony said they were going to do a phase release. So yeah, and that's why I'm not talking about PSN too much lately, because nothing really has changed, other than the fact that Sony's saying we're trying to get it up and trying to get PSN running. And we just can't get it running yet, or we're in the final stages of testing. And being a former tester, you know, at this point, if you're the QA tester who found a critical bug when Sony was about to release last week, every developer in there hates you, but the users are going to love you because the bug won't make it to production. That tester probably got smacked around. Why did you find the bug? Well, the bug is there. I can't change it. It's also not helping that the hackers are still hacking Sony, right? I mean, Sony's still getting hacked. I mean, there was another story that I didn't talk about on purpose, but that some hackers released a bunch of names on the web, like 2,500 names on the web, and Sony took it down. So it's just like Sony's just in a bad spot. If you're the target of a driving force like this, there's not going to be a great outcome. It's just not going to be good. I mean, who's to say? Okay, here's a hypothetical thing. Check this out. What if Sony would have brought PSN online, say last Tuesday, like a lot of people thought they were? All right, and by Thursday of last week, it was hacked again. So everybody went in, changed their passwords. Everybody went in. You know, possibly put in a new credit card number, which I would advise against. But they put in a new credit card number, and then Sony was hacked again. You know, that's a lot worse scenario than what's happening now. Even though right now it's terrible, it can't get much better. I mean, it can't get much worse than what it is. But if they were to release it and then we get hacked again, I think people wouldn't trust Sony. I think the trust level is like 1% now. If they were to do it again, it'd be like 0.0.0.0. So, Thanks for the links, guys. Let's see. Is there one more? I don't think there is. Oh, here we go. Nicholas says, Jagex preparing to conquer the world with 8 realms. Eight realms. Time waits for no one. What's next is the question on everyone's lips when it comes to the successful MMO studio Jagex. The RuneScape developer has many projects in the works, including Stellar Dawn and Transformers Online. We talked about that here. However, the company is hoping that you also notice 8 realms, it's social empire builder that lets you cultivate a civilization from scratch and conquer the world with your cunning. 8 realms. Very interesting. So if you guys are into these types of games, 8 Realms sounds pretty cool. 8 Realms entered the closed beta this past week. Strategy first and social second is their motto, their approach, and the most appealing fact of the game. Diplomacy is a social element. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So we'll be watching this one as Jagex produces another game by the name of 8 Realms. Okay, dokie. I think that's all the stories we have. And yep. Let's do a new window here. Because somebody messed up their songs here. And we're going to move in. And last time I forgot, I want to apologize, guys. I did not I did not do titles last time, and I apologize because I know a lot of you guys were like, Bwana. After I was done, they were like, Bwana, why didn't you do titles? You were supposed to do titles. And I was like, oh, I forgot. And so we did titles in the chat room again anyway. But I want to let y'all know something that I think it's time for titles again. I don't know about y'all. We're going to see if it's time for titles. That's the wrong song because I feel stupid now. I want the title song. There it is. Yeah. It's title time. Y'all ready for this? Let's see them. Let's see these titles. What we do is you get the story names and come up with a witty title. Warhawk In Space. We would like a new console. I get it. KTA, the Valve on the brink of TF2 replays. Ooh, you use Brink. I like that. On the brink of being hacked. Yeah. Oh my goodness. COD in China. Oh, Mao. I get it. You use the word Mao. Digital Burrito. On the brink of butter churning. You use the word churn. I like that. Portal turtle type turret. Blah, blah, blah. This is a triumph. Sorry. Fishwood didn't actually make this title. That's a good title. Valve dispenses with another TF2 update. Let's see. All right. Nintendo Wii 1080p. I get it. Ooh, it makes sense and it rhymes. The greatest Brink customization job. You messed with the wrong turret. Space Brink Creed Revelations. Jason, yours was too long. Activation milks China's population, Jagex plans. Wait, you got like 10 titles in one. It looks like one big... It looks like one big title, dude. All right, let's see if I can make it out. Activision milks China's population. That's 1. Jagged's plans world domination. That's 2. In Soviet Russia, arcades play you. That's 3. Brink on the release. Brink on the brink of release. Okay, cool. Got it. Diablo 3 has a beta. Never heard of it. I get it. Diablo 3 released in 2011. Possibly. Diablo 3 Q3 and a new Wii at E3. Yes! That's so much rhyme it makes my head burn. Diablo 3 Q3 and a new Wii at E3. Teehee, BB, Gigi, Sisi, Cree, Bubble. Diablo 3 while players training to try it. Kai. Diablo 3 while players training. Oh, I already did that. So I think you guys are out of titles. So let's go ahead and pick some of the good ones. And we're going to vote. We're going to try to use this vote bot that B. George has written. Let's go through and look at them again. Warhawk In Space. Valve on the brink of being hacked. Valve dispenses another TF2 update. Okay, Payphone leaked. I like his. So 1 is going to be Nintendo Wii 1080p. That's going to be 1. Oh, I think I scrolled too much. Oh, my eyes just crossed. Activision milks China's population. Jagged plan world domination. Bibble plus 1. Space Freak Free Revelations. There's a couple more. Yeah, KT Datas is going to be 2. I'm about to go through the list again. I'll do 3, Q3, and new Wii and E3. That's going to be 2. And one more is going to be Activision turns the key on China. Gotta get one more. Alright, I like the ones with Brink, but I'm trying to see which one I like the best. On the brink of being hacked, on the brink of release, and Valve on the brink of TF2 replays. Well, that was close, but it's actually already out. That was good though. Crazy Turd Chicken of Death. Alright, this is hard. Alright, we're going to go with Valve dispenses another TF2 update. Alright. Those are the 3. All right, number 1 is Nintendo Wii 1080p. Number 2 is Diablo 3 and the new Wii at E3. And number 3 is Valve dispenses another TF2 update. Go. Just type the number in chat. Well, I think we have a winner. Good grief. Everybody make sure you get your vote in. Okay, you can close it. The winner is number 2. And what was 2? Diablo 3, Q3, and the new Wii at E3. Yay! Alright, guys. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Game Chat with Bwana. That concludes our show. And again, I want to encourage you all to check us out at justin.tv/Bwana or at live.bwana.tv, where we do this every Monday night. And you can also follow the channel and watch me do my other antics, whether it involves doing news like this or actually playing video games. So this is the end of episode 17. And like we said, we try to do it every Monday. A couple Mondays I wasn't able to make it. But follow me on Twitter. And I need to make a splash page or whatever. Make a reminder of that. Follow me on Twitter. I'm being a lot more active there now because of Empire Avenue. Very addictive game. Empire Avenue. Twitter.com/Bwana. Go to twitter.com/Bwana. Follow me there. And I'll let you guys know when I'm not doing the show. Alright. I also have a Facebook fan page. You can go to bit.ly/BwanaFB for Facebook. Excuse me. If you're watching me on YouTube, go to my channel. The Facebook link's in the banner. And other places as you wear. Excuse me. So again, thank you everybody for coming by. That concludes our show, episode 17 of Game Chat with Bwana. And stick around if you guys aren't doing anything tonight. I'm going to try to play Brink at midnight. Probably going to keep the stream up the entire time. Maybe I'll stream myself playing Empire Avenue. Midnight release of Brink tonight. Hopefully Steam will unlock it and I'll be able to play it. I already got it preloaded. And that concludes the show. Alright guys, see you all next week. This is Game Chat 1 episode 17. And I'll see you all next time.